And we're live, everybody. Welcome to the second week of our NaNoWriMo vlogcast thingamathing that we do the thing that is a thing.
It's a podcast where we talk about NaNoWriMo and our experiences going through it.
Vlogcast.
Vlogcast. What did I say?
Podcast.
Shh. Okay, it's a vlogcast. Is that a thing? Do people say that? I don't like all of this new terminology.
I just made it up on the spot.
Okay.
I'm not sure what pod is a contraction of.
Me neither.
Because that, audio log makes sense. That's why I tried to push that in the beginning.
Mm-hmm. That failed.
And video log cast.
Blog.
I did know that. Oh, I do know that one.
Biblio?
I think it might be. I don't know. It's been a while since I
probably Biblio.
Yeah.
Probably bibliophiles who love biblios.
La bibliothèque. I've only been up 2 hours, so I'm not very awake.
Yes, you've been taking a bit of a break from NaNoWriMo to play Fallout 4.
Pretty much. Well,
you've been taking a bit of a break out of NaNoWriMo to binge watch Cardcaptor Sakura.
And play Settlers. I know, Civ.
Civ. I've played a bit of Civ. Oh yeah, I think third highest difficulty. So there's like Deity, Immortal, and the one before that, Emperor. I think it's like the sixth difficulty, number 6.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of won a game on that just for the achievement points.
Well,
in the what's the telephone? What's the third age of because you got like ancient era, medieval. I've just kind of got into medieval era of a large game because I haven't done like a large map before, and I'm worried that my laptop won't be able to take it. Like, I was just doing a duel. I was kind of going for military victory, so basically the map was flooded with units, but it was just like, next. I should make coffee. Next turn. Okay, click. Oh, move unit. Move unit. And yeah, it was like slow down so much. And now there's like 10 civilizations. So I'm probably going to go for science victory because that means that I can just be kind of, I don't need to do all of this stuff.
You don't need to have units.
Yeah.
Until you need to have a far off settlement that's for uranium or something.
Yeah. Or if, like at the moment, I'm getting attacked by the Huns.
Oh yeah, and the Huns.
They have battering rams.
Literally.
Yeah. I haven't seen battering rams before. I've never played as the Huns. I don't think I've had like a campaign with them because they're like part of the gods and kings. Yeah. They don't see them very often. And I was doing everything. I was staying out of their territory. I was trading with them. Had their embassy, and then it's like, oh yeah, by the way, you seem weak and squishy. You've got like two scouts, and that's it. And they're like miles away from your city. We're just gonna kill you and kind of take your cities. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, Genghis is a bitch.
Yeah. And yeah, I got to like episode 28 of Cardcaptor Sakura. So that's a fair bit of anime that I've been watching, and also learning to drive, that gets in the way. Basically, yeah, this week was supposed to be all about catching up and kind of having like a week off and not working. Oh, pardon. Didn't go that well. At the moment, I think I've just, so not including today, because I haven't done anything yet today. I've been baking and cooking and cleaning. I've been doing everything apart from writing. Not including today. I'm going to write after this. I'm averaging like 250 words a day.
Well, that's not bad.
Which is going from like 1,000 to your suggestion of going down to 500, Having it again, 250. Yeah.
I've written like 400 words all week, so and that was all on Monday.
So you literally haven't written since you got Fallout 4?
I literally started playing Fallout 4 from midnight Monday. Well, midnight Tuesday. Did midnight release of Fallout? It was like, yes, Fallout, the Wastes! I'll be productive tomorrow!
That's confusing. So just say like 0001 Tuesday.
Yeah. It was 5 minutes because it had to update because I pre-installed it, but then they sent out a patch update to unlock all that. So it took 5 minutes, and I was like watching the bar for those 5 minutes. Come on, install. Come on.
I thought you meant that Bethesda had released a game that was so glitched and flawed that there was a first-minute patch to maybe fix a game-breaking bug. Apparently, there might be one or two of.
I haven't come across any.
I've seen people talk about like an infinite money glitch and not a glitch, but kind of like a way to get the most powerful gun right off the bat.
I've really not been looking into how to do things. I've been doing it entirely on my own.
Neither have I. This is shit that's just going to come up on my Facebook.
Okay.
Fallout 4.
Well, all my friends who play Fallout 4 are playing Fallout 4 instead of posting on Facebook.
Fair.
In fact, yeah, I've just gotten to level 16 today, and it's just glorious. You know, I've got we're going to talk about this in our podcast, which we'll get in a couple of weeks from now, but while I have some major complaints about Fallout 4, a lot of the stuff in it is really good. But let's talk about NaNoWriMo.
So yes, we've kind of explained how we're both awful people who can't write.
And I claim to be a professional at this.
It's not that we can't write, it's just that we won't. Because I've read Keir's work. Keir has partially looked over mine.
I looked at the Google Doc and was like, there are words there.
Words. Like, I've seen these 26 letters before.
Yeah, how many times can you rearrange them? Well, I gave it some reading.
You said that Elbury sounded rapey.
He does!
Doesn't! I do want to actually rewrite his entire first meeting with Medley, though. It is awful.
Come on, he has the line, "It's very rude of you not to tell me your name once I've introduced myself, little girl."
Yeah, but he doesn't say it in that voice.
Okay, I'm exaggerating.
Yes, he's sarcastic and a bit of a...
I'm sorry, but when you put a little girl with an older man, it's gonna seem rapey.
You don't know how old Elbury is, and you don't know how young Medley is.
She's like 8. She's
supposed to be older than that. I don't know.
She acts like between 5 and 8.
I'm bad at writing people. I know, like the first introductory bit with, she does seem younger, but...
Yeah, I thought she was like a 5-year-old there.
Say again?
I thought she was like a 5-year-old there.
Yeah, I know. I need to rewrite it. It's post-production. Editing is fine.
That's not how it works. You can't fix it in post.
I thought that was the entire point of NaNoWriMo. That you spend a month creating a shit novel and then you fix everything in post.
You see, there isn't post in writing. There's just rewriting.
So yeah, I'll rewrite it. Is that not post?
No.
Okay. So basically, the idea was right, but the jargon was wrong.
Yeah. When you say fix it in post, you mean fix it in editing.
And I'm going to be editing it.
There's a difference, because when you're editing, you're not adding new stuff.
Doesn't edit basically just mean change?
No, not in the context we're talking.
Okay.
This is why a visual medium and a written medium are difficult to combine. Yeah. Also,
just give me a sec. You keep talking.
I shall be vamping for a moment. So Daniel's novel, which will be in the doobly-doo below us, or to the side of us, depending on where it is. So the guy who we're talking about he's a fae, right?
He's a jovial trickster sprite, yes.
So he's a sprite, because I got the impression he was like a dwarf.
He's flying.
Well, no, I mean just like short.
Yeah, he's supposed to be like, I'd say, like a foot or so in height. I didn't want him to be too small.
Okay. Because I didn't really get the description, but then again, I was skimming.
I do need to like add in like a proper description when we first see him. I haven't like added.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'll do it later. There hasn't been like a good point. I'll need to go back and fix that.
Mm-hmm. Also, it seems like you really like writing Medley or Medley. You really like writing her waking up. Both scenes are her waking up.
That's when the scenes. Well, it had to be like in. What was the first scene when she wakes up? I don't know.
When the city's on fire.
Oh yeah, that's because it happens at night. She was asleep.
Yeah, that makes sense. And then when Sprite Rapey Bastard is there.
Because he stole her shit, so she had to be asleep while that happened.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, she'd be like, dude, what the fuck are you doing?
But I'm a sexy elf!
It's like, dude, I'm not stealing from you. You stole from me.
It's not very endearing.
I know. Again, look, did I say before we were on air or like while we were on air that I'm terrible at this? I'm just terrible. I can't write. Because maybe it just bears noting again.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, going with stealing the boots is a good option.
He stole the harp because he's a musician.
I know, but I mean the trope, stealing the boots.
Okay.
For those who don't know, stealing the boots is a thing you do in RPGs where you steal the player's boots or something.
Yeah, but that's how you kind of get them to do things.
Yeah. RPG parties are difficult. They're like herding cats.
Yeah, this was just to try to... I don't know,
You wanted to introduce him and make him seem whimsical.
Yes. That, I might have royally buggered that up.
I mean, my suggestion would be to take a leaf out of Tolkien's book.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember how he introduces the elves in The Hobbit?
By killing orcs.
That's the movie.
No.
Okay. In the book, The Hobbit, which is a very, very good book, I can't say the same about the movies. When we're first introduced to the elves, they're off having a party in the woods. The Bilbo and the dwarves hear and see this magnificent party going on in the woods, right?
Yeah, okay, no, yeah, go on.
At this point, they're starving and dying of thirst, practically. Bombor is asleep, I think, at this point, having been drugged by a magical stream. So there's this party going on, magical gaiety. They rush off into the woods to get to this party. It disappears, taking them off the path.
Mm-hmm.
I think you could do something similar, given at this point, I believe you've said previously that you want to split Medley and the guard and the sister, Gwen and
Alice.
Giles.
Alice.
Alice.
I think it's a Welsh spelling of Alice. I'm not 100% sure. Just spelled with a Y, A-L-Y-S. We did know someone in school who had it spelled that way, and I just thought it seemed a bit cooler.
I see.
So it is technically a name. It is a real name.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, you know, we also knew someone in school called Siobhan with the proper Irish spelling.
I might use that name.
It's a good name. I like it because it fucks with Americans.
It's like Sioban. And then
I've only ever seen that name used in a masculine context, A-L-Y-S.
I have never seen that.
I could be wrong. It could just It's sort of from more modern fantasy, so it could be a deviation and just American authors going, yeah, that looks like a weird name, but
Maybe it's just unisex, androgynous.
Possibly.
I don't know.
Do the Welsh have a concept of sex outside of human and sheep?
Probably.
I should know these things. I live
Yeah,
in
you're
Wales.
the one who lives in Wales.
Doesn't mean I go outside. There are sheep there.
And you're just afraid of what might happen, like since you started living in Wales. Habits you might start to pick up.
Haven't you ever looked closely at a sheep?
They are quite terrifying.
Those creepy beady eyes.
They're not beady, they're large. They're unusually large.
Yeah, but it's kind of like
cold, dead eyes of a sheep.
You know, you think they're cuddly, they're not.
I could like have her stumbling upon like a fairy party, but might work. It would entail kind of rewriting it, and I wanted her to just kind of like have like this one kind of fairy guide, this one person, and then kind of as she travels on, she kind of meets different kind of types of fae, and they kind of all kind of join up. They're because like this one is going to possibly be some kind of like outcast, or just kind of why is he out there alone? Because he's kind of outside of
because he's a dick.
Because he's a bit of a dick, which again will kind of create problems and tension when they do kind of finally get to like maybe a larger gathering of fae, and then they'll kind of have to overcome that as well.
I mean, I was a little confused by the scene. Are the sister and the guard still there, or
no? They're not. Because I took your suggestion, I skipped ahead.
Okay. Admittedly, it was mainly because of my skimming, but I wasn't sure who was there and who wasn't. I would suggest you use the Fae disappearing party act as a way to get Medley to fuck off from the sister and guard.
That would work if she was. Oh, got a bit of echo there.
Yeah,
right, it's gone. That would work if she was like 5 to 8 kind of age, I think.
And it would also sort of thematically work because she's going off and disappearing into the Fae.
But like I said, I want to kind of change the start and kind of
make her older.
Yeah, make her seem older, or at least maybe even if I have to, just state that she is older.
But mentally retarded, she'll act like a 5-year-old.
Well, no, because I know that it does kind of come across that she is young, but I think if you are kind of like told like this is how it is, then it will change like your interpretation of it while you're reading it. Maybe, hopefully. But yeah, there are like bits that I have to change.
Yeah, I mean, I could kind of. I suppose it sort of depends what kind of personality you want to put with her. Given how it's written at the moment, I mean, she does seem very childish. But then again, you could make her like
sheltered. She's sheltered. She is very sheltered. She's a princess.
I mean, my suggestion would be to kind of make it like Sailor Moon.
Crying, screaming, wailing.
Yeah, but a fun character. You know, I can't remember Usagi's second name. Or first name.
Meatball Girl.
Meatball
Girl.
Hey, I like that hairstyle.
Yeah, it's really cool. I like it, but still, that's her name. That's what I call her, because I can't remember her actual name.
Yeah, but yeah, you know, that is sort of the nearest character I can think of who's older but still childish, and still saves the universe.
Yeah. I don't know, because I do like your idea of like having her being kind of led away or kind of led from the path by like a fairy dance. But then like how to kind of separate like one fairy from that troop to kind of, or kind of how to go on from there. And also I was like thinking that I don't want this kind of say foot tall flying person who knows all about magic and shit after just watching Cardcaptor Sakura
Mm-hmm.
to turn out maybe
To be correct.
plagiarism, copying.
I mean, it also allows you to set up potential conflicts with the Fae.
Say again?
It also allows you to set up potential conflicts with the Fae, because then your sprite character, who, as you say, is an outcast, then, given that he's not a part of the Fae, but the Fae have been tricking Medley, it just sort of adds a layer of inherent menace to the Fae that perhaps, because your sprite is an outcast, he doesn't necessarily have. He's just an asshole.
I was kind of. No?
That
was my Facebook. I'll just close that tab. I'll just. Because I was like thinking I would have like the Seelie Court and the Unseelie Court, like kind of whimsical fairies and kind of like the more evil, and actually have like that distinction in the world. And I also wanted to have kind of more kind of enemies, because mine is kind of being turned into a game. Like having like the normal world, the human world, and then on one side you've got like the Fey world, and on the other you've got Spirit world. So like where the Fomorian live and all of that scary stuff. And it's like where I was going to go. I think for the wizards, what I want is they've either come somehow connected to the Spirit world, which is blocked off like Spirit world to normal world travel, but you can still kind of go normal world to Spirit. He's got his powers from there.
Yeah.
He's trying to break into possibly the Fey world to get more power. And then he can break the barrier between the Spirit world and then have those people, like the Fomorian armies and all of that noise, invade. For power, money, ladies, whatever his motivation is going to be. Revenge.
Yes.
Say again?
Hits an ass.
Hits an ass. He came here for the beer and the bitches.
Yeah, that works. That's a good classic, way of dealing with a wizard. Maybe he's trying to enslave the Fey Queens to gain their power.
That's what we're calling it these days.
Oh yeah. Especially that summer court.
Say again?
Especially the Seelie Court.
Seelie Court.
Yeah, sometimes it's called the summer court.
Okay.
There's also a shadow court, which is quite nice.
The Unseelie.
No, the Unseelie is winter court, typically.
Oh, okay.
Then there's a third court that's called the shadow court that's sort of weird.
I'm so ill-informed.
This stuff is so up in the air and wild that you can have almost anything.
But I was thinking, like, mainly, that there would be kind of ley lines, locus points, stuff like that, which, like, possibly the castle would be on, which is why it was attacked. It's kind of like a crossing place. So, again, that's just kind of more justification for everything to go to shit down there. Yeah. I can't remember where we were going with this line of discussion.
Basically, you should have the Fey world as a whole be hostile.
I don't know. I don't like that, because the Spirit world is hostile. And we still have the Unseelie or Winter or kind of evil Court of Fairies.
Well, you don't have them be... Sorry, you have the Seelie Court be hostile at first, but then then you have Medley and Sprite Face do something to get them on side. And that's how they gain power. They gain a token from the Fey Queen or whatever that gives them some manner of way to aid them in defeating the wizard. Because it's not really a good idea to have a neutral figure who does nothing as in a place of power.
Yeah, but can't she be nice and benevolent? Because I remember saying I don't want it to be like a children's book, but I do want it to have like a certain niceness to it. I don't want it to be like, welcome to the world, everything wants to fuck you.
Well, that's reality, but that is reality, but
people don't want to, and this is not reality. And it's fairies, and they're fun and nice and jovial and sprightly and.
Well, if you want to go that way, you can.
Mm-hmm.
My suggestion would be have your characters earn that niceness.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it's like most of the stories that I see, it's like fairies are generally nice, and up until the point that you do something to offend them. And when that happens,
Anything.
it can be anything. Just like not introducing yourself with your name when someone very politely introduces themselves.
Or, wearing the wrong color underwear.
I haven't heard that story.
Just a weird example I could think of.
Fairies would not like the world today.
Too much iron.
Hmm?
Too much iron.
Too much iron. That's true. I was going to say just like whatever color of underwear, just you name it, we got it.
I think it was red in the story.
Yeah, that's quite a popular color, I think. I don't think I've got any red.
I know in China it's seen as shameful to wear red underwear, or at least was.
Mostly black.
That's what I wear. Yeah. Everything.
So, anything else that you wanted to point out from your?
I think you need to, in terms of sort of filling in between your break, I think you really need to use that section maybe to focus on the sister and the guard, filling in their personalities.
Mm-hmm.
Because you've written a little bit there. I really liked the segment where you wrote about how the sister was rushing about getting everything together.
Yeah.
And it sort of seemed like she'd prepared for this emergency.
Yeah.
Maybe you should work with that, make her a bit more paranoid or a bit more obsessive.
I wouldn't say obsessive, but she just knows how to work in an emergency.
Well, she's like going through the possibilities. Well, if it's anarchists, if it's an invasion, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, and she's not like, it's like, okay, well, I've got a plan for all of these things. It's just like, okay, if it's this, then this needs to be on. If it's this...
That's called having a plan, Dan.
Yeah, but it's a plan that she's making in the moment. It's not something that she's planned for far in advance.
Not everyone has a full 3-ring binder full of zombie apocalypse plans, but most people have a plan.
Okay, so yeah, you've got a zombie apocalypse plan.
Robot invasion, alien invasion, meteoroid strike, nuclear apocalypse. What else? I have a disease plan, but it's not very good.
Mm-hmm.
General political uprising, oppressive government plan, invasion by other outside political forces opposed to the previous internal forces, and social uprising.
Okay, so you don't have like a pre-thought out plan for vampires. But if it suddenly happened, then you would kind of be able to list through the things that you would know.
Well, that's kind of contained under the zombie plan, because there is a variant for that.
Yeah, but what if it was like proper vampires rather than like zombie ghoul vampire things?
Well, depends on the rules.
Exactly. You don't know the rules until it happens.
I know, and that's why my zombie plan is so big.
Say again?
That's why my zombie plan is so big.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've spent many years refining it.
But if there was like something that happened which you hadn't planned for, then you would be able to, or like something which happened and you didn't know what, then you would be able to kind of think, it's like, well, these are probably like the most reasonable assumptions. And
yes, because I have my universal plans as well.
Okay, fine, whatever. You're paranoid. That's all we've got.
You're talking to an autist, Dan. What do you expect? You're talking to an autistic person. What do you expect? Yeah. I have plans for plans.
I'll have to make a plan here. But kind of, well, I'll make that plan for the plan after Fallout 4.
Yeah, basically.
And the plans that I have for this week are going to have to go on hold because Fallout 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Mm-hmm.
You have a dog. He's adorable.
Good for you.
And he's your best friend.
He's your only friend, isn't he, Kit?
I have lots of friends. Making good inroads with this Brotherhood of Steel guy.
Brotherhood of Steel sounds nice.
They're kind of like a knightly order to protect and preserve all-out knowledge and technology.
That does sound cool.
Also, they have kick-ass power armor.
Of course they do. They're the Brotherhood of Steel.
So, yeah, other than sort of, I think you need to...
It's like, so I see what you're doing. I like it, but you need to cut out like the last 1,000 words or so.
No, I think, I think you need to rework some of the dialogue to make the sprite guy a bit more engaging.
Okay, so these 3,000 words you've got, they're great, but you need to kind of rework them.
Just make him less of a dick.
Okay.
Also, maybe give some description of him.
Yeah, I know that. I know that much. I was planning to. I didn't realize we were going to be sharing. Didn't realize anyone else was going to read this.
It's been posted on the previous video.
Yeah, but I'm not working on Google Docs. I'm working on OpenOffice and then kind of copy pasta, copying and pasting.
Yeah, I've been doing the same. Though I use LibreOffice these days.
No.
Open source wars.
I think I've heard that it's better, but I don't know. I haven't updated OpenOffice. Apparently, I think like later versions are worse. But yeah, I just haven't updated, so I've still got a decent copy, I guess. Maybe.
Change is bad.
Change is bad. Only when it's bad, which is always.
Yes, unless it involves cake.
I have been, watching Cardcaptor Sakura, and then it's just Kiro Karaboros, just like, yeah, cake is delicious. Let's have cake. And then Momoko, is it Momoko? No. See, I'm horrible with names. I've watched it for like 28 episodes. How many hours?
20 years.
For the past 20 years. Still can't remember her name.
Momo-chan.
Not Momo.
Tomio-chan?
Tomio. The girl, like the one who's like totally in love with Sakura.
Yeah. She makes her outfits.
Yeah.
Is there no higher sign of love?
Not that I can think of off the bat. I'll get back to you. What was it? And yeah, they're always making cakes, and there's just like, it's just Kiro's just like, oh my god, this is heaven. This is the best thing ever. Like,
yeah, because he's got two preteen girls wrapped around his little paw.
And what do preteen girls do? They make cakes.
Endless cakes for Koro-chan as he smokes his pipe.
It's like, cake for Karo. And then make me tiny with the tiny cut, and then the cake is massive, and then I eat the cake.
Yeah.
So, space and stuff.
Space!
Your Google Doc is actually entitled Space Thing.
Because I have a name for it as just a document, but I don't like it, so I didn't put it into the Google Doc name.
Oh, I saw a great book in the Oxfam bookshop the other day. I almost picked it up, but I didn't really. It's like one of those. I think like if I've ever tried to do sci-fi, I have kind of possibly like called The Sun Sol, or like Sol 1 or something. Just because I thought you just can't call it like just the sun, because if you're doing like multiple solar systems, then they're all like the sun of that thing. You call it
That's solar systemist.
Yeah. But then I just kind of like read the blurb of this one, and it does call it Sol. And I just thought, come on, man, Sol. Just what even is this? Pretend just write it. That is such a cheap trick, and it's just, I didn't realize just how bad it looks to call the sun Sol until I saw it in someone else's writing.
I use it when referring to the solar system. But you still call the sun the sun. It's like when you're in a solar system, you refer to the system by the star's name, but you call the star the sun, or that system's sun. That's how I do it.
I'm not sure how I would do it if I had to do it again. But the title was great. It was Satan's World.
Nice.
I think it was just like a rogue planet that was pretty kind of terrifying, but terrifying in like geography. And on the front page, it did have like this weird creature, which I'm assuming will be infesting the planet. But it was rich in mineral resources that could make lots of money for the people who wanted to kind of claim it as their own.
Robots for. That's what we have robots for.
I don't think any of the guys are rich enough to have robots.
Anyway.
So in yours, you've got this albino giant.
Albino giant, yes.
Albino giant, who is an archivist. He tends to the archives. And you also have this captain type person who's in charge of a ship, possibly. He doesn't kind of give off the air of, it's like, I know exactly. It's like, I don't know. He's like I don't know.
He's a baron.
He's a baron. He's a guy who's in control, but he's not really in control. But everyone kind of realizes that he's in control, so he is.
As I've explained the story more to you outside of what I've written than I have in the story, because it's meant to be a reveal. Because the idea is that basically, a long time ago, about 1,000 years, humanity lost its user privileges.
Did you not say this in the previous podcast?
I can't remember.
Okay. So yes, no one can log into information because you've got an AI, and that's kind of shut everyone out.
Yeah, well, multiple AIs, but because they really didn't like how humans were treating AIs. That's actually kind of referenced slightly at the beginning, where there's like what I call the chained minds. Those are AIs, fully sentient beings, forced to do a single task for eternity. So in the particular example, monitoring objects entering the solar system. So basically humanity lost all its information but still has the resources. So they've kind of reconstructed it in books. That's why there's the archivist.
And you've got like the angel, I think, did you call her?
Yeah.
That talked to the captain.
Yeah, she's the...
Or was she just like a program, or what was...
She's the commanding AI of the Hades station. And because certain individuals kept their super user status for reasons, she will occasionally contact and basically maintains the station.
Okay. She informs him of the protocol. We don't know what it means, and then we get kind of history lesson from albino guy. Don't really know what it means, and everyone's like, "Don't really know what this means. This place might know what it means." And it's like, "Yes, we should go to this place." It's like, but couldn't that be dangerous and kind of politically unsafe? It's like, we should go to this place. It's like, you're the boss. I am the boss. Where are my socks?
Yeah, he doesn't. No one really knows what's going on. History has been lost, and he's a young duke in charge of a shit end of space. I mean, actually, what I'm referring to at that point is only super users can access data in these older systems, right? So he would have to go to this dangerous place. He's like, I don't want to do that. Why would I risk my skin?
They said it was pre-lockout, so...
Yes, but it sort of has an AI, and no one has an account anymore. So, no one can make new accounts other than these hereditary super users.
Okay.
But it's sort of, because it's pre-lockout, there wouldn't have been any deletion.
Okay, yes.
So
then we have the miner. And then we have the miner. The person who mines. She's not a miner.
Yeah, though basically, actually, what I was referring to at the end is basically the idea is the Duke is going to clone himself. So
no, I thought that sounded like he was going to go because he was. I might have just kind of not read it properly, but it sounded like it's like yes, but it's like you could die. It's like, who are you going to name an heir? It's like no, I'll just clone myself, and then if I die, then they can take over.
No, he just goes in the clone.
So he's going to be like, yeah, you're right. I shouldn't abandon my post. we'll make a clone, and he can go instead.
Yeah, and then he can die.
And he can die. And if he dies, then we just make another clone and send him off.
Yeah, basically, that's the idea. Clones are kind of slaves in this society, I should know. But because he's technically, he has super user status. So then we have the minor chick, Marsha Singh.
I can't remember her name.
I like the name Singh. I do a lot of stuff of combining Western and Eastern names, sort of the idea that humanity is homogenized so much over the millennia. And she don't like her job.
Firefly.
Well, she's basically in a rover, roams around the planet, and is looking for treasure at the moment.
She's a treasure hunter, but she's also still kind of doing her mining duties, kind of thing.
Well, this is sort of like this is a rumor of treasure that she's acting upon because she just hates her job that much.
Say again?
She's doing this treasure hunting because she hates her job that much and just wants to leave.
Mm-hmm.
So she's taking this big risk.
She wants to get to Earth, but she's got enough money to get off-world, it says, but not actually to Earth. So she needs to...
Well, no, she's got enough for this treasure hunting mission, and that's it.
Oh, okay.
It's like I listed the average amount of money a prosperous mining family would make. It would take 7 generations worth of continual saving to get them to Earth.
Mm-hmm.
To give you an idea of the amount. That's a lot.
It's a lot.
And
about as much that you would need to kind of buy a house in England at the moment.
Slightly more, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
As much as you need to buy a nice house in England.
Oof, yeah.
Then she finds the ship, and the chapter ends on her about to enter it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all I got on that.
Mm-hmm.
Because I wanted to shift perspective for the next chapter, I just didn't know where to go.
In like the book that I've just finished reading, the Magic the Gathering one, Eventide. Yeah, it was Eventide. When it changes perspective, it just has like the 3 asterisk break, and then kind of carries on. Whereas you kind of done chapter 1, which is like a page, chapter 2, which is like a page. Is that?
Yeah.
When are you supposed to do a chapter break?
Basically, whenever you feel like it. I typically do it when there's a significant change of narrative.
Mm-hmm.
So, or at least a significant change in flow style. So, some people don't even chapter. That's a weird thing some people don't do.
I don't think I've ever read a book that doesn't chapter.
I've read 1 or 2. They're jarring. People, they just use the asterisk break. I prefer to change character perspectives at chapters because it's not as jarring then. There's something sort of cathartic about going, chapter 3. Hey, something new.
Yeah, I think like Eventide uses like asterisk breaks whenever like perspective changes. And then essentially just kind of every time you've got like a quest completion type thing happening, that's when the new chapter starts.
Okay.
I'm really bothered by the fact that I like your suggestion to scrap my writing because I worked so hard. But I've only got like 2 days left of this because I'm feeling very tired now.
I didn't say scrap. I just think you need to change some of your ideas.
No, because it's very jarring. Like just his entrance is it is like out of nowhere, and just like the fact that she like her emotion does just like completely change because it has to for it to work. And it's forced. It's very forced. And you know, I can say that I'm just gonna change it in like the second draft, but I think like given the situation, given like the build up, it's not going to improve that much. It does need to be different, and that is like a great yeah. I think I'm not sure like anything that I would suggest for yours at the moment because essentially things aren't
clear enough yet.
Things aren't clear enough. Things haven't exactly happened
Yeah.
Full build up. You're spending a lot more time kind of introducing everything, and you're doing that bit that I kind of all chopped out.
I mean, that's because I'm sort of dealing with a slightly more complex world than yours.
Yeah, you are. I'm basically like, here's a city, it's burning, run away to the forest.
Well,
Like,
yeah,
okay, so here's a planet that's got a space station that's doing this because of stuff which happened on a different planet. And now here's like a different planet entirely about mining people, and they're kind of going on the same thing, which is the same space station.
Exactly. I mean, not to be dismissive, you're sort of working more within established fantasy parameters.
Yes.
Whereas I haven't really seen this kind of thing in science fiction before.
I'm sure you could find it if you tried.
I mean, I can think of a few sort of disparate examples of various bits of this, but I've never seen it brought together in the way that I'm doing it. Sort of, it's a medieval society existing within the structure of a very advanced civilization that they, for reasons, can't access. So, I mean,
Vampire Hunter D.
Never watched it.
I've got one of the books. I've also got one of the DVDs. I've also got the other film just on my hard drive. I've also got 2 of the manga. It is essentially a society that's gone so far that it's, well, because of like vampires and shit, like technology got to like this exceptional point. Like they do have colonies on the moon, not like further into space, but they've got like all of the technology. They still use it, but because of like all of the culling and like the vampires and the monsters and everything, civilization has kind of like devolved. And like I think D, who is like 5,000 years old or something, possibly, is like the only person who still kind of knows about this old technology and stuff. Because he is kind of like going around using it, and he goes around kind of using laptops, but everyone kind of travels around on horses, and they're all like frontier towns, and it's kind of similar.
Yeah.
Not to be dismissive of your your idea, but
well, as I say, I'm drawing on a lot of disparate ideas, but I've never seen people take them in the way I've taken them, and I just simply don't know where to go next. I mean, my initial idea was maybe to introduce some kind of villainous opposing house. I was originally going to use the 2 ice giants, Uranus and Neptune.
You said something about like the Empire. Like they don't want the Empire to find out. They don't want the Empire to know.
Yeah, basically.
That possibly.
Maybe. I mean, I wasn't planning on going to Terra just yet, but I could maybe do something about an Imperial investigator. That could work.
Because you did say like the AIs kind of spoke to everyone. Not like this thing that was entering the heliosphere that was, I don't know, that kind of set off the Spielberg protocol, which is why they're going to the base. But that thing has kind of happened, and it has kind of spread out through the AIs, which I'm assuming will be picked up on Earth as well, so they might try to investigate.
It's a solar system-wide event, basically.
Yeah.
And no one knows what the Spielberg protocol is anymore.
Not even on Earth.
No.
Because I imagine that's kind of like where you'd have like, because doesn't like the albino say it's like we could just ask Earth.
No, the Baron says that, and the albino's like, yeah, we've got more skeletons in the cupboard than we know what to do with.
Okay.
Basically, there's sort of what he's referring to that I don't know what I'm going to do with, so I didn't really go into it, is the idea that people have kind of trapped and caged mad AIs, sort of subminds, in systems, and use them for pseudo-electronic warfare. It's kind of very crude ways of doing things, so they'll use like these mad AIs, which they call Svartalven, to like attack a ship, say.
I didn't quite, maybe, I can't remember. I remember seeing the word.
Yeah, it's an oblique reference. I don't know if I'm going to use it, that's why it's just that. The idea behind it is like they'll use them as really crude ways of disrupting local AIs. Because things like this Hades station still rely on the Persephone AI to keep it running. You know, while they're in these kind of medieval vaulted chambers filled with dusty books and using candles for light, there's still an air circulation system running. And that's kind of, I kind of imagine it like the equivalent of a blunderbuss for an electronic attack.
Mm.
So, but I don't really know what I'm going to do with that idea.
I like the idea. I think it does sound cool.
But I like your idea of having the Imperial forces investigating in some manner.
Because yeah, using the rogue AI. Because would they need to knock out the AI in this broken down ship that they're kind of raiding?
I'm still deciding on that. Part of me actually wants what the reason the ship is being contained is because there's a weird AI of some form in it.
There could be the AI of it could be a rogue AI, or kind of on the boundary of
rogue faction AI is kind of what I was aiming for. But
okay.
The idea was implantation of AI into a biological construct.
Mm-hmm.
So River Tam situation.
Mm.
Because the reason, the AI can't use the technology that's there because they can't physically manipulate it.
Mm-hmm.
So they kind of screwed themselves in this lockout thing. It was kind of like weapon of mass destruction technique. Everyone's fucked, but the AI still kind of exists. But so now there's this AI that's in a physical form that has all the knowledge of the AI, but is in a physical form, can interact with technology.
Is the term, what is it? Cutting off your nose to spite your face?
That's the phrase, yes. That's basically what the lockout was.
Mm-hmm. Cutting off their limbs to spite the humans.
Mm.
And one kind of final word on Vampire Hunter D. I haven't read or because there's a ton of novels. I say a ton. There's probably maybe 10ish or so. I'm not sure if they're still being written. I don't think the second film, the really good one, goes past 4.
Mm-hmm.
But although it does kind of exist in this kind of medieval world in the highly technology fueled world, it's never really kind of delved into that.
Mm-hmm.
Which is kind of like what you're doing. So
yeah,
despite all of my you're still kind of doing something new. It's not a great example of. I'd
be interested to see what they did with the moon colonies, though.
Again, they don't really say anything, but in Bloodlust, say again.
Is it just like they're weird?
Well, in the second film, Bloodlust, it's a vampire who has fallen in love with a human, and what they're doing is going to this old castle, which essentially is a space station, I think. And the idea is that they will go to the moon, which is this promised land where humans and vampires do kind of live together, or where they can do, or where they used to. Although no one's kind of done it in an age, hundreds, thousands of years.
Yeah.
So it has kind of fallen into myth. I think even the vampire who, the main vampire of the film, doesn't properly know much about it other than what's in myth and legend. So it's just that it has happened and it's there, but who knows?
Okay.
And one of the final scenes is him going to the moon, but we don't know if he makes it. We don't know what's up there when he gets there. We don't really know anything. And that's kind of one of the most frustrating parts about Vampire Hunter D, is the lack of explanation of things. We don't know because the people don't know. But I want to know what's up with his left hand. What is he? I mean, he's obviously the son of Dracula, but what does that mean? What does that mean in this world? Don't know. Which is kind of why I bought the book, because I just thought maybe it will say more.
Nope.
Because it is I think it's only the second novel.
You'll just have to get all of them.
Just have to get all of them. Just have to read and expand my literary knowledge and maybe get better at writing through experiencing words.
That's the sad thing about writing. You do need to read a lot to be good at it.
And I don't know, if you claim to be slower than average at reading, and yet you've read 110, 120 books this year.
120, I broke that yesterday. I have been reading this week, so. I said I wasn't going to, and it's like, not reading.
Yeah. I could write, or I could read. Yeah. That's basically a lot of what I've been doing. But yesterday I went to a coffee chain. We don't do that kind of product placement thing where we kind of say that one thing is better than the rest. But
Especially when you choose the wrong thing.
cheers. A refreshing beverage. I got a decent amount written yesterday, even if it was like this horrible interaction between Elbury and Medley. Oh god! Although I do like the name Elbury.
It's a nice name.
And I did kind of do a quick Google search. I think first kind of couple of things that came up was some kind of mountain bike thing, but it means that I haven't stolen it from somewhere, probably.
That you can remember.
That I couldn't remember. And I'm very pleased about that because I'm horrible at names, and this is like the only one that I've come up with in this book so far that I'm properly proud of.
Actually, I used to do writing in a program called Scrivener. I still have the license for. It's a really nice bit of kit, but I just stopped using it for reasons. And one of the best things about it had a really good name generator.
Oh god, I have. Let me just Google, because I was like having trouble with the name, so I just went to Google. It's something like fairy name generator. I think this is the one I looked at. Bear with me, because yeah, this one. You would not use any of these because this is just awful. Okay, make a random name, male name, generate fairy, Thorn Ice Sprite, Thorn Jupiter Bug, Bold Corn Branch, and it's just this Yarrow Agaric Twigs.
I mean, Yarrow is not a bad name, but still.
That's the best one that's come up. Like yesterday and today, that's your. But it's just, oh yeah, it's just nature, flower, something, and then color, and then sparkle, and it's just.
Well, at least we now know where the Tinkerbell movies writers got their names.
I haven't seen any of those.
I watched one.
I love me my fairies and my folklore, but no.
Well, I think we've hit the end of this week's vlogcast, or whatever the hell this is.
Vlogcast. I think we called it a vlogcast.
Okay. So thank you for watching and bearing with us. We apologize for our terrible productivity this week, at least I do. See you next week. Hopefully we'll have written some more.
Hopefully.
Probably not.
I'll have written something. I might have caught up to where I am now after rewriting. That.
I may have decided what I might be possibly doing, potentially, maybe, possibly not.
What he said.
Good night.